every single time we do this, we kind of think that we have everything figured out, but sometimes we don't. So
My nose is running.
Oh, is it the Corona?
I think it's the Corona.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's why I'm going to need some jug wine to cure myself.
Quarantine, yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the first thing I'm going to do is sanitize my hands since I properly have figured out. The last video, if you guys didn't watch, Bonnie ever so gracefully gave us the proper tips of how to apply the sanitation cream. 2 fingers.
Yes.
Get it on the, then wipe it onto the other one.
Yeah.
2 fingers.
Top.
Wipe it on top. All right. So I feel properly sanitized.
I do too.
All right.
Yeah.
So today, just in case you guys didn't post our news or read our posts, we are going to be tasting the Jug Wine, ever so popular, obviously a very popular choice. We're going to be pairing it with some muffuletta, which Bonnie is actually the one who introduced that. So we're going to go through a little bit of tasting, history, all that stuff. Obviously we have some quarantine tips, but most importantly, we also have the drawing at the end of this episode for our quarantine safety care package. What does it include, Bonnie?
Well, folks, today it's going to include a bottle of our Jug Wine. And for those, if you're not the red fan of the jug and you win, you can always get the pink jug too, so there's no problem there. We are giving away these 2 Go Vinos, so you can go wherever you want with it, and along with a roll of toilet paper, because you can never have too much toilet paper.
That's correct. So we'd like to spread the wealth with that toilet
Yes.
paper. So I'm going to go ahead and pour myself a little bit of this Jug Wine. I don't know how many of you guys have tried the jug. I know that it is one of the most popular wines that we have here. We always like to advocate that we have the best jugs in town.
Hi, Carol.
Oh, hi Carol. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Peggy and Christy, Tom.
And we do have the best jugs in town. I would demonstrate, but I don't know if that's proper.
Right, we're, G-rated here.
Yeah.
So, this is really a special jug. The 2018 jug was blended. We had a blending party last year, and we had several club members who split up into teams. And what's kind of special about this particular jug is this was blended by our club members. So they selected the wines that go into this particular jug. Little history about the jug, if you guys didn't know. I'll try to be brief about it because it's a long story of heartbreak and frustration. But when we switched back in the 2007 vintage, so we were bottling that in 2009, the bottler who we had just started doing the screen print. And so they were not, yes, if you look, oh, and just so you know, Dad is wearing his quarantine mask. So that's what he's wearing today. He's finally settled in and following the rules, which is good. But so at any rate, the bottling company we used to do the imprinting on our glass did not deliver exactly what we had ordered. So we were 20 cases short of one thing, 10 cases short of another. So at the end of the day, we had no bottles to fill of certain varietals. And I can't remember exactly off the top of my head what it was. I think it was a Zin and a Cab and some other things. But my friend from college and I always wanted to create that old school Italian table wine, which I think, Gallo probably has the market on that, or Franzia, but we wanted it to be a good bottle of wine, kind of like that old school Italian table wine. You sit down, you put the jug on the table, everyone has a splash. So it's not supposed to be a real sophisticated, layered, dynamic wine. It's supposed to be kind of medium bodied, easy drinking. So that's kind of the concept that we have maintained throughout the years. The first year, I don't even think we planned on selling it. We were going to just pour it at the Palooza. and we ended up selling every single jug that we made. So
Right on.
that was a good thing.
Yeah.
So now we have kept that tradition on, and every year the blend is different. A lot of people think it is the leftovers, which now it's not anymore. We have our bottling stuff in order. Even though we may be hard-headed, we learn over the years how to do things. But now it's a different blend every year. So we take kind of a little of this, little of that. We've tried different wines with this. Grenache was one of the first wines. We tried it in the jug first. Then we did it. The Barbera actually started in the jug. Now it's one of our most popular ongoing wines. And so I guess the rest is history. So we've had a lot of fun with the jug wine, and it's been really exciting to have our club members come and blend a jug that is up their alley flavor-wise. And it was a great experience. And we're doing that blending party again later this summer. Right now it's still scheduled. If anything changes, we'll definitely let you know. So that's a little bit about the jug wine. So we'll go ahead and taste it, but there's a reason we selected the jug wine to pair with the muffuletta.
Yes.
And muffuletta's, Bonnie is an expert. She has introduced me to the muffuletta. And it's kind of a casual, like street food kind of thing. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of...
Well, it actually originated in Sicily. And in 1906, the Central Market in Louisiana, an Italian immigrant came over from Sicily, and he started his general store, a little market. And he started selling the muffulettas. Muffuletta usually comes on a round roll, and it's made with Italian cold cuts like a muffuletta, and that is like a cured, I think it's like kind of like a cured ham in there or pork, but it has pistachios in it and a little bit of pork fat, which it's not my favorite, but it actually tastes really good on the sandwich. And then there's Genoa salami and Italian ham. You could either use a regular Italian ham or capicola, which I prefer capicola, and at the Central Market in Louisiana, they use the capicola. Swiss cheese and provolone, and it is made with this wonderful spread. It's an olive and olive spread, different types of olives.
Give a little, I was going to say, let them see a little close-up of this delicious sandwich that we're just about to.
So we didn't have any round rolls because we're in quarantine, but look at that. Doesn't that look good? Mm-hmm.
And so this was something kind of fun when Bonnie was talking about the history of muffuletta and why. So the muffuletta roll is a round roll, like you said, with the
right.
And why was it called that?
Because muffuletta muff, it means like a mushroom. So they figured that because it's a round roll, that's why they started calling it a muffuletta. You know, us Italians, we like to we like to be very dramatic.
Should we speak with our hands when we talk about the muffuletta?
Yeah, and you do like this.
The muffuletta.
No funge. My mom used to call the funge face when you used to go. No funge. But I was actually, a year ago, I got to go to New Orleans with some really good friends.
Oh, how did you say that? Because I've always seen it as New Orleans.
New Orleans. Actually, it's how they say it. We're Nolans.
Nolans.
Nolans, but I say New Orleans.
Pardon my California accent.
Yeah, it's kind of like
New Orleans.
Yeah, but it's all
or
good.
New Orleans. That's another.
Yes. I think there's no wrong or right way. I think people get the message on that. But when I was in New Orleans, I was with some friends that I used to work with at another winery, and a very good friend of mine, Carol. She actually told us about this muffuletta Central Market, and so all of us decided to go and have it. And it was actually the day that the Rams were playing the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans when that bad call happened and the Rams went on.
And the Saints didn't make it to the Super Bowl.
Saints did not make it.
And I boycotted the Super Bowl that year.
That's awesome.
I do like the Saints. I'm a huge Drew Brees fan, to be honest. I think that's probably why I like the Saints.
Very cool.
Now you've mentioned the Central Market, and I don't think you mentioned this, but the gentleman who started the Central Market is kind of the guy. He was from Italy.
Yeah, he was a Sicilian immigrant. His name was Salvador Lupo. And in 1906, he opened up his Central Market in New Orleans. But in 1924, there was another family, and they were called the Peroni family. And they opened in 1924, and there's still a little family feud saying one family, the Peronis, think that the Lupos are wrong. But, you know, they haven't proved it yet, so.
Well, and I think it's kind of funny because even though it's the muffuletta is an Italian sandwich, it was kind of the Italian Americans who created it. Because in Italy, it was not started there.
Well, it was in Italy. It was started, but they were making the muffulettas back in the day. But when this Italian immigrant came over, he introduced it to the United States, and then I think it just took off. Because actually, the muffuletta, one of the reasons, and kind of it seems like we might be a little too late, but it's actually All Souls Day is why they wanted to eat the muffuletta. And that's actually the beginning of Lent for...
Okay, so All Souls Day I thought was I thought it was around Halloween.
No, that, it is kind of, but, no, that's the...
All Saints Day.
All Saints Day. So All Souls Day is like, it's like when people are getting ready to do Mardi Gras, or they're doing Mardi Gras and Fat Tuesday, that's kind of like All Souls Day, and that's when they eat the food, because you have to fast for 40 days and for 40 nights, supposedly.
So we celebrate, and leave it to some Italians in order to celebrate things like that with food. We always try to celebrate with food.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna take a bite of this, and we'll talk about how it pairs with the Jug Wine, medium bodied and whatnot.
And I have my fancy gloves.
This looks delicious, and once you're done, I'll wait. You always ask someone a question when their mouth is full of food. Is that right? I think that's Bonnie, this is delicious.
Oh my God.
This is delicious. Now, I know that there's a lot of variations you can do with the muffuletta, and so this particular one you said is the capicola and the salami.
And the salami.
And is it prosciutto or is it ham?
No, it is the capicola is the ham. And then usually they want a Genoa salami, but this is just a hard salami, so whatever kind of salami you like.
And where can you get these? Because I've seen you can get them sometimes at the deli, like in Albertsons or something like that.
The muffuletta itself, or just
the meat?
Oh yeah, you could go. Well, one of my favorite places, of course, is because I love to support my local people here in Paso. Is right across the street, Di Ramondo's. She has the capicola, the Swiss cheese, the provolone, the salami. She has her own kind of an olive spread, but you could actually get whatever kind of an olive spread you can use. But I have the original from the Central Market when I was there last year, and I had shipped myself 4 big jars of it. And the cool thing about that is
do they deliver?
They
do. So they do. So you can order them.
You can order them online, and on the jars, it has the recipe for the muffuletta, which is the original recipe. But however you want to do it. Like I've had people that don't really like ham, so they'll put turkey. I think it's all a preference on what you like. But it's mostly, I think, the spread. It has different types of olives. It has calamala. It has the green. It has the pimentos. It has cauliflower. It has...
There's a lot of different flavors.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of olive spreads, and this has a lot of different flavor to it.
And that's what I think, because it goes so well with all the meats. And I really think it doesn't... Because sometimes if you use a strong, like provolone, it is a very strong cheese. And if you are eating something, the provolone could actually overpower whatever is in it. But this olive spread is up there. It sits right up there with it, so it complements each other.
And the key, I remember you telling me originally, is that the meat needs to be sliced super thin.
Yeah, you want it thin. You don't want a big, because to tell you the truth, when you slice your meats thin and your cheese is thin, you really taste the flavor a lot more than you do on a big chunk or something.
And there is a lot of flavor going on in this sandwich. I mean, there's like that creaminess from the cheese, and there's a little bit of heat, but it's not like super spicy. And I really like that, and it goes well because I know that there's a lot of zin in this jug wine, and so it really balances it out. Like it's more of a warm heat. And you mentioned that was coming from the meat, or do you think it's the olive spread? Thank you. Yeah, I know. I like to ask questions.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
Because the olive spread does have a little spice to it, because I think not the pepperoncinis, but the pimentos from the olives, sometimes they can have a little heat to it. But this particular ham that I had got capicola, because you can get a mild capicola and you can get a spicy capicola. And it's because of the rim around there's some kind of it's like an orange, I don't know what it is, but it gives it a little bit of heat, which I love, so but that's just me.
And so you can kind of dress this up and dress this down however you want, really. I mean,
we didn't get the round roll like I was looking for, but
because that's a little hard to find during quarantine.
Yeah,
I would
is.
say.
But you can get, we happen to have some nice fresh French bread that tastes really good. And you don't really want to heat this up. I mean, you want to eat this sandwich cold.
And I do know, like when I was reading all the things about the muffuletta, I know that the bread needs to be really crusty. And so this one, if you choose a bread, choose like a crustier French bread.
Or the top crusty and the inside soft. That's why I like a lot of Italian breads, like Italian rolls and stuff. The way they bake it is the outside is always nice and it's like flaky. It'll break them, but inside is nice and soft. You could dig out that inside of that bread, and I know when I was little, my mom used to take the inside out and not eat it, and I used to flatten it up, put butter on it, and shove it in my mouth. I loved it so much.
I used to, I won't go into things that I would steal from my mom, which would probably be taking sips out of her glass of wine at the end of the day, but that's to each their own in their own household.
Exactly.
But this is delicious, and I think it is the perfect pairing with the jug wine, which is, casual, hearty sandwich with a very casual, hearty wine that you can just enjoy with everybody.
Yeah, and it's the perfect food to eat tonight because, tomorrow being Easter, it's kind of like a little Passover type of thing. And, little piece of history that we're eating.
And if you're in a bind for a fancy Easter dinner, which I don't know how many of us are going to be having that this year, this is kind of a fun substitution. I mean, this would be fun to get together with the family, throw a jug of wine on the table, and enjoy.
So good.
So Bonnie shared with me some of the guidelines, I guess, of recipes for the muffuletta. I've posted them on our blog, and which is at our website, and we'll go ahead and attach a link to that at the end of the video. But yeah, that's
amazing.
Delicious. Yeah.
Right on.
And so the other thing that we always do is we suggest some quarantine tips. Should we do the drying before or after the quarantine tips? What do you think?
Let's do the drying after the quarantine.
Quarantine,
tips,
okay.
Because, one of them are the Angel Soft. That's a quarantine tip right there.
This is, I believe, I don't know if it's 2 or 3 ply, but this is some quality. Oh, it's 2 ply, but it's a double roll. So this is pure gold right here that we'll be shipping out with the 2 Govinos and the jug of wine to that lucky recipient. We cannot wait. So let's talk some quarantine tips. Obviously, if you guys are in quarantine and have had the benefit, or I guess the time to watch the Tiger King drama, you'll understand why I'm wearing my flowers. That would be kind of my show to watch during quarantine. It's kind of like this train wreck that you can't stop watching. And the reason I thought I'd bring that up today is they are releasing a new episode this weekend.
No.
So I think it's this weekend, but if you have watched the series, I guess they're doing a follow-up or whatever.
And what is the name of this again? Tiger?
I think is it Tiger King?
Oh, it's after Tiger King.
Tiger King.
And then why, so you're wearing the flowers, and what do they call that character?
I wish I could call her a character, but unfortunately, even though these people are so colorful, this is a real person, and her name is Carol Baskin, and there are two things in this show that leave me with questions. Well, there's a lot that leaves me with questions in that show, but one of which is she consistently wears wreaths of flowers around her head, and there's never an explanation for why. So
Wow.
I just thought I would celebrate that, and here I am.
It fits you perfect.
Oh, does it?
Mhm.
Maybe
I
I'll
really
make
like
this an
it.
ongoing thing, my flowers. But yeah, so if you just have to, that show I would summarize as true life reality is stranger than fiction. I gotta
Wow.
say, you can't make this stuff up. It's so true. So we've always done some different tips. We've gotten them from legitimate websites. We got some from a prepper website once, which was quite interesting. We gave some masks, since a lot of people are suggested to be wearing masks these days. So today, I thought, why not, since I was talking about Tiger King today, I went to the PETA website, and we got some suggestions about quarantining with your animals at home.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, and it's funny because I know a lot of people are talking about how pets have never been so happy because their owners are at home pretty much all the time now. So lots of attention, all that stuff. However, I will say the number one on the PETA site says your pets might need some time alone. So they said animals' sleep schedules may be disrupted because the extra time that you're spending at home with them. Cats especially, they stay awake longer during the day. Let's see. I don't believe that. I think they sleep a lot, but that's okay. It's PETA. They're more professional than myself. So it's easy for us to pay extra attention to our animal companions while we're at home. They're probably used to having their own routine during the day. So we may be disrupting that. So don't always bother your animals during the daytime. Leave them alone a little bit. Let them have their alone time, right?
I think that's very true.
It's kind of like me.
Yeah.
I feel like I like to have my alone time. Let them self-quarantine on their own.
Exactly.
In a safe place.
Exactly.
Number two, they know how to choose the warmest spot, which may or may not include your laptop. So animals tend to find the warmest spot to take a nap, whether that's in the sunlight shining through the window, the top of a radiator, but now that you're at home, certain things may be warm at different times of the day that are going to attract animals.
That's
so
true.
I don't know why that's there other than a public service announcement. I mean, there's not much you can do if you're working at home.
Yeah, just check to see if your cat's on your radiator before you start your car.
Absolutely.
That's what I would do.
I grew up kind of in the country, and there were some
Mishaps.
kitty fatalities. Yeah.
Okay.
Number three, quote unquote, sometimes you have to get creative. So while in quarantine, we can all get restless. I completely understand. Like us, animals need exercise, and so I hope everyone's getting out, social distancing, walking around, enjoying the sunlight if there is some, but it might be time to get creative. We can still exercise indoors and sometimes outdoors. If we cannot take our dogs for a walk or to the park, if some of you guys take your dogs to the park, you need to get your animal companion in a little more of a creative light. So they're suggesting perhaps building an obstacle course in and around your home.
Oh, just like the new little dog you might want to get.
The tiny dog obstacle course.
Yeah.
Or, this one's another good one, do some yoga together. Take animals where it's safe. So, yeah, maybe some yoga or a miniature obstacle course in or around your house. Right? Okay.
That's perfect.
Let's see. The next one is novel objects arouse curiosity. They become your new supervisor. So if there is something that has been new that's been introduced to the house, let's say some work computers, work files, things like that, your pet is going to probably be attracted to that. It's the new thing. So they may dictate your work environment, which I'm not going to really comment on that one, but that's okay. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They know when you need a break. I strongly disagree with that, but at work, breaks can include anything from getting a snack, talking, walking to check your phone, catching up on personal emails. Sometimes you even may work through your break. But when you're at home, your cats, dogs, they've also included rabbits in this public service announcement.
Wow.
Are there a lot of pet rabbits? I've actually heard of
one. I used to have a pet rabbit. It was a Angora.
Oh yeah, with the fur.
And I taught it how to go to the bathroom in a litter box.
Well, I've heard about more people having like the pot-bellied pigs.
Oh yeah.
Myself, but so to make sure you stay on track, take regular breaks by nudging us to play with the. Okay. They are trying to. If they sense that you're stressed out, they may come and nudge you to take a break. I see this probably more with a dog than a cat. I think a cat's not going to be
Cats
that.
don't care. They'll come and whack you.
And
Snap
rabbits,
out of it.
I don't know much.
Yeah,
about
rabbits. Yeah, no, I don't think rabbits are that.
Somehow in this PETA suggestion kit, on the headline it says order your free vegan starter kit. I don't know why that's in this. I imagine they may have spent a lot of money on advertising, but you can also order your free vegan starter kit at PETA.org. They may love crashing online meetings. I kind of think that goes with some of the other ones. I mean, if you're doing any kind of telecommuting from home, your pets are gonna crash. But PETA is suggesting that they love to show off, and especially in front of coworkers and other people. So it's fun to introduce them. So maybe introduce your pet to the colleagues.
Yeah.
And I'm going to leave it with this. If you're stuck inside, it's better with a friend. I'll agree. I think that's good. If you have a well-behaved animal.
Oh, yeah. Animal. Okay, I thought you were talking about something else.
Yeah. Don't need to get
a well-behaved friend. Yeah.
Well-behaved friends, too. I wouldn't invite a disruptive friend over.
Yeah.
Maybe not even a good time for certain family members. You never know. But grateful for animal companions, and they keep us sane during these times of social distancing. So that's PETA. I mean, I don't sanction these myself. That's all PETA.
Right on. So well, PETA did good.
So
I think they were a little veganish.
Well, I just,
It's weird how vegans have animals.
They say that nonprofits should be associative, but now we have this. That's a big ad for being in the middle of a thing. Yeah. So I'm going to look and see if we have any questions before we do our drawing.
Yeah. Any questions out there, folks?
Submit your questions now. And also, just for a few more updates, we have started posting. So each live tasting we did, like I said, we are still learning as we go of what we're doing. So each live tasting we do, we're trying to plan out now to schedule them in advance. So if it's something you're interested in, I think we're going to try to target them for Wednesdays and Saturdays, same time, same place. But we will also be posting what we're going to be doing. So this Wednesday, we will be tasting 3 of the wines that came out in our spring wine allocation. We'll be pairing them with cheese, talking about that. We're going to be doing a thing for Wine for Paws, and we're asking customers to send us photos of your animal, your pet, and maybe a 1-line sentence about them so that we can help promote our online Wine for Paws. There were inquiries. I did finally get John to come out behind his glasses and mustache there.
Yeah.
And he is going to be doing a tasting with the altitude. And what we're going to do is allow members to buy bottles to taste with us. So that is scheduled right now for the 25th, which I believe is a Saturday. We will be announcing how you can get your hands on those bottles and get them in hand before the tasting. So don't worry, we'll make sure that you have that. And then, we have some other suggestions, but we'll post them as we go. The events right now are most current on the Facebook, but we'll start to transfer that to our website as well. Okay, so let's see if we have any questions.
Well, one Carol asked about if we make white wine in a jug, and we don't. We make a rosé, Sangiovese, 100% Sangiovese rosé in our jug, and then we make 100% Syrah rosé called Low Maintenance, which is amazing, and it's actually pretty cool. But no whites.
No whites. I mean, I'm not going to say never. I'm just going to say not quite yet.
It isn't it. Whites are they're kind of a whole different ball game, aren't they?
It's a different animal. It's going to be completely different equipment that we're going to have at the winery in order to handle the wine. So right now we're focusing on what we know and what we do best, which is the red wines.
And the red wines are the bomb. They're really good.
So let's see if there are any other questions. We're still working on Dad's wardrobe choices, so we'll keep going on that.
Yeah, we're gonna try to match him up with Dad, maybe Dad when he's here and
Dad's in different shades of plaid typically, and so we're gonna get him a nice plaid shirt. It's starting to become springtime, so I think it's kind of appropriate to do some plaid. So.
And just to let you guys know, if you're new at this podcast, make sure you do definitely comments, because I'm thinking like altitude, when we do altitude.
Oh, we'll have to do a drawing when we
we're
do altitude.
We're gonna do a drawing on altitude also. So
we'll come up with a new quarantine care package.
Yeah, we're gonna get a new quarantine, and so make sure you watch us and make comments, because you too could have a jug of wine.
A jug of
with
wine.
Bovinos and toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
And maybe next time we could do a little
We
sandwich.
can throw some hand sanitizer. Well, that's hot stuff. So I'm gonna let Bonnie pull the name here.
They're gonna.
So we have everyone's name in one of these beautiful Pianetta Winery sealed insulated mugs.
It's for wine.
Which can be for wine, coffee, drinks.
Yes.
Keeps it hot, keeps it cold. It's beautiful.
So even though you're drinking white wine, you could still drink it in this and keep it cold.
So when we draw the name, we will contact you via direct message, or what do they call that? Facebook Messenger, to get your contact information and make sure. Oh, there we go. Shake it up. Shake it up.
Shake it up, shake it down, do your thing, move it around. Disco lady.
Bonnie actually used to be a DJ. Fun fact. Fun Bonnie fact.
I know. I did. And I have to tell you, it was one of, I loved it. Alrighty.
Who is the lucky winner? Oh my gosh, Sasha Macias. Your name was drawn. Go ahead and share that up, just so they know that we're not cheating, we're not lying. We are drawing at random. So there it is. Sasha, you will get your quarantine care package sent to you shortly. So thank you guys for joining us. Don't forget, if you have commented on anything, your name will be included for our next drawing, which I believe now will be on the 25th. And please check back for more.
And this Wednesday, we'll be doing we sent out 3 wines in our shipment. We'll be pairing cheeses with that. So hopefully wine club members, you'll be watching and pairing the cheeses
with us. We are still running, everyone was asking about specials. We are still running the buy 2 jugs, get 2 at 50% off. So you can still get the jug special online.
It's kind of like buy 2 jugs, you get 2 free.
Buy 2, I think it's like buy 3, get 1 for free.
Oh, it seems like.
I don't know.
Still a good deal.
The math
And then we
is
have,
hard.
we still have the 3 bottles of Petite Syrah, which is a great deal. And the new April special we did announce, it is a vertical of a library, which is amazing. The Tuscan Nights, which is one of my favorites. It's a 2013, a 2014, and a 2016 Tuscan, which are to die for. So if you guys...
we tasted a comparison of the 13 and our current vintage on our last live video.
It was amazing, amazing. So definitely.
Yeah, and so if the information for that is on our website, and right now we don't have a limit, but it will just be until we are out. So yeah, enjoy. Have a good weekend. Happy Easter. Cheers, Bonnie.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Stay safe. Mazel tov.